What's new in CloudBees CI 2.387.1.2? On March 8, 2023, CloudBees CI 2.387.1.2 was released. In this video, we'll be going through the changes that occurred in that release. Since CloudBees CI is based on Jenkins, you might also want to refer to the What's New in Jenkins LTS 2.387.1 video that I did with Mark Waite on March 9th. The link to that video is down in the description. We talked in depth of all the changes that happened within the 2.387.1 line. Many of those are based on user experience improvements. Now let's take a look at the release notes for CloudBees CI. If you've never visited those release notes before, the way you can get there is by going to docs.cloudbees.com. We'll hover over documentation, click on CloudBees CI, and then under the documentation dropdown, we'll select release notes. And here we are on the CloudBees CI release notes. You'll notice at the top of this page an important section, and I want to call this out. If you skip versions when you upgrade, refer to the previous versions of the release notes for any relevant known issues or upgrade notes. For example, let's assume that we're going to be upgrading to 2.387.1.2, but we're going to be coming from 2.375.3.4. So that means I would want to go ahead and review the upgrade notes and the release notes for 3.5, 4.2, as well as the new release notes for the version that we're installing. Now we have release notes for both the traditional platforms and for modern cloud platforms. We're going to start with traditional and we'll finish with modern cloud. Let's go ahead and click into full release notes for traditional. And the first thing that you'll notice is that there was a security advisory released concurrently with this version. If we click into this and take a look at the security advisory, what we'll see here is that these issues were also raised within the Jenkins LTS line. So all of these are part of Jenkins core. I'm not going to go through all of these details for the security release, but I do highly recommend that you go ahead and look through them yourself. Let's go ahead and go back over to our release notes. What we'll also see here is that there is a security fixes section, and these items are also all fixed within this release. If we go ahead and scroll down a little bit more, what we'll see that there are no new features that are included in this release, but there are a handful of enhancements. The primary one that I want to call out is this first one. There is now a new CLI and endpoint to validate the raw bundles before adding them for configuration as code or cask. If you're already using cask or you're interested in learning more about it, be sure to look at the documentation for validating bundles prior to update for more information. Let's go ahead and continue on scrolling down. Under resolved issues, there are some miscellaneous items that were fixed. There are also numerous configuration as code or cask items that were fixed. And again, continuing on down the page, we come into the section for known issues. If you've not reviewed the known issues section, you might want to take a look at it to see if any of the issues that you might be hitting may be related to one of these two items. And then if we go to upgrade notes, we'll see that there are a few more items that have been removed from CAP, or the CloudBees Assurance Program. If you have any questions about these plugins, be sure to reach out to your CloudBees Customer Success Manager. Now, before we leave this page, I want to go all the way to the bottom of the page. And there is a link here off to the Jenkins 2.387 upgrade notes. Let's go ahead and open this up. And I want to go ahead and call out one of the items here at the very bottom. And in this case, remoting's minimum version now moves from 4.2.1 to 4.7. For any of your static agents that are connected via SSH, the agent is always updated anytime the controller makes a connection to that agent. However, if you're using inbound agents, the agent must be installed by you. So you will want to go ahead and take inventory of any of your inbound agents and make sure they're running at least the remoting agent version 4.7. So let's go back over to our release notes, and also let's go ahead and go back over to Modern Cloud Platform. As we go into Modern Cloud Platform, again, we see the security advisory, the security fixes are the same, and let's scroll down to feature enhancements. We're only going to be looking at the things that are specific to Modern Cloud Platform. The first item here is the ability to set ephemeral storage constraints on the Operations Center container. This was never exposed before, and now you can set this value. Secondly, the third item in this list, unable to add init containers to the Operations Center. Now you can add init containers to the Operations Center container. And finally, under the resolved section, the very top item, Kubernetes client does not support non-proxy hosts with wildcard characters. This was a scenario if you were using a proxy on the outbound, it wouldn't handle the star for the non-proxy host. This issue has now been resolved. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter at CloudBees. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to CloudBees TV yet, why not? Take a moment, click on that subscribe button, and then ring that bell, and you'll be notified anytime there's new content available on CloudBees TV. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.